Good morning and welcome to the Tuesday meeting of this week where we are focusing on being in our power. Yesterday was all about ego power versus real power. If you haven't watched that, the videos aren't necessarily in order, so it's not like you have to watch them in order. But I would suggest if you haven't watched that, pause this, go back and watch that, so that you have an understanding when I'm talking about power, what I mean by that. Today, we're going to focus on empowered emotions. In this modern world that has been created by the ego for the ego, emotions are looked at as a weakness and a vulnerability. They're looked at as something very undesirable. Why is that? Well, the ego always likes to be in control. And so when it thinks about emotions, it is going to want to have power over. Like with all things, it wants power over. So when it comes to emotions, the ego is going to feel like it is at its most powerful when it can really suppress emotions, when it can ideally not feel any negative emotions at all and just have the positive ones or the good ones. So it just wants constant stream of happiness, hits of highs, really not interested in the lows or anything that it considers to be uncomfortable. The ego has a real drive and desire for comfort, doesn't like change, and really wants to be in control. So this is how society has kind of taught us that emotions are really not a good thing. And because we don't get taught how to deal with emotions, we very much get encouraged to only feel the good ones, the positive ones, put a positive spin on everything, positivity. There's whole movements that really disregard the full range and gamut of emotions and disregard the value that they give to us. So today, I would love us to focus on, and I would love as you move through your day to really start developing a sense of just how vital it is to be empowered within your emotions and to start to see them as a vital part of your guidance system. So from our real power perspective, it's not that we want power over emotions, we want power within an emotion. We want power within a situation. So rather than being overwhelmed when an emotion comes along, or feeling rejecting it, or wanting to suppress it, doing something that will suppress us feeling like that, we welcome it. And because what happens when emotions come along, we can really leak and hemorrhage power by giving the power to the thing that has made us feel like that, by thinking that person made me feel like that situation made me feel like that comment made me feel like that thought, that memory made me feel like that. Now, yes, the two go together, but the one does not necessarily bring the other. It is our reaction to that. And within that reaction, where your power lies is knowing that within that reaction is a lesson for you. So today, when we feel emotions as we go through our day, which we invariably, a healthy, developed human is going to feel a whole range of emotions throughout any 24-hour period. So as we start to move through our day, as you start to feel things, I would love you to stop. The practical tip for today is, when you feel an emotion, stop and say, hello, anger, what do you have to teach me today? Hello, sadness, what do you have to teach me today? Now, if you're in a moment, you can't do it right then and there, just breathe and think, hello, sadness. When you can, hello, anger, when you can, just close your eyes for a moment and just listen. What do you have to teach me? You will be amazed at what comes up. This doesn't need a retreat in the mountains. This doesn't need a time with a guru in Tibet. We never need as long as we think we're going to need. This tip today might sound overwhelming to you. You might think, oh, I haven't got the time to be, hello anger, what have you got for me today? We don't need to journal it. We don't need to put aside an hour. We don't need to do any of those things. We just need to stop, pause, breathe, and ask, what do you have to teach me? What do you have to teach me right now? What do you have for me right now? What gift do you have for me right now? And you will be amazed what comes up, particularly once you start to become comfortable with this and do it regularly. The idea today is really just to start this process and to recognize that when an emotion comes, rather than having power over it, we have power within it by stopping, taking a breath. The breath will always bring us to now and always connect us to our power. Stop, take a breath, ask that emotion, what do you have to teach me right now? What do you have for me right now? Okay, so that's the practical tip today as we move through our emotions in an empowered way. And as we start to see our emotions as a really big, pivotal part of our guidance system. Let's also get rid of good and bad emotions and negative and positive emotions and know that they are all vital. Before I started recording this video, I tested up which oil we need today, and the oil for today was geranium. So just smell that on our behalf. And the message of the geranium is balance. And when I tested in further, what do we need to know about that? It was exactly that. That a balanced human experience requires all of the emotions. They're all as important as each other. Let's stop this demonizing some and wanting to get rid of them. Let's stop seeing the expression of emotions as being a weakness, and let's start to understand that actually this is where our strength lies. This is where our power lies. When an emotion comes along and I can stay empowered within that emotion and I can start to get the information that I need to navigate my way through that experience, that is me in my full power. And that is that emotion working to guide me, okay? That is not that emotion taking my power away. We've really, when looking at that from the ego perspective, it's really the complete wrong way around. The emotions are actually where our power lies. We don't want to suppress them. We don't want to, and obviously I'm not talking about someone who is using medication really for, life-saving times, but for the rest of us with drugs, with alcohol, with shopping, with whatever we do, we really ideally will stop suppressing our emotions because we are suppressing a massive part of our guidance system. Okay, so that's the message for today. Beautiful geranium. Okay, yesterday we did a very brief tuning in and let's say activation of power in our base chakra. Today we're going to do sacral chakra. So the sacral chakra sits between the base of your spine and your belly button, kind of sort of in between there. So just maybe place your hand on that area. And just very briefly again, so if you are getting ready for work or you're doing something, if you just take a moment to take a nice deep mindful breath in through your nose, and as you breathe out, relaxing your shoulders, relaxing down your arm, another deep breath in. And as you breathe out, feeling that relaxation move down your body, feeling your focus down at your feet, closing your eyes, and seeing a golden light, golden glow, golden ray, golden light, golden stream of energy coming from the center of the earth up and into your feet, up your legs, to the base of your spine, and then to that sacral chakra area, the place where your hand is. Feeling that golden beam beaming out from that place, filling the area, filling your body, filling that lower part of your abdomen and beaming out. And I want you to say, I create from my power. I create in my power. I am a powerful creator. I create from my power. I create in my power. I am a powerful creator. Another nice deep breath in. And as you breathe out, feeling yourself in your body, you can open your eyes when you're ready. As you move through your day today, I want you to remind yourself of that when you are making decisions, when you are creating something, whether that is a physical creation, whether you are envisioning something, whether you're thinking about the world we want to create or something you want to create in your own personal life. I am a powerful creator. I create from my power. I create in my power. Whenever that feels right, say it. Write it down, have it around your house, read it, whatever feels right for you. Okay. And some cards have also shown for us. This time I picked them before I started recording this video. I'm going to show you what has shown up for us today. The first deck that showed up was the Archangel Raphael Healing Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue. And it was two cards that showed up for us. The first one is Forgiveness Heals. Just like yesterday, we also had a forgiveness card. The message of this card for us is that forgiveness towards ourselves is where our healing begins. We can often focus our forgiveness on others. We can often do forgiveness work, be encouraged to forgive others. Forgiveness of self. Forgiveness that we sometimes forget who we are. Forgiveness that we sometimes forget our power. Forgiveness at the times that we can recall where we gave our power away and we didn't act in our finest moment, where we forgot that we had power. So that is where the healing starts. Anything that comes to mind, forgive it. Forgive yourself. That's the message of that card. The other card that showed up is Home Help. And when I tested up and tuned into what we need from this card, the message was family and home. Family and home. And what showed was that there are many of you that are living in situations that don't feel harmonious, that make it difficult for you to be in your full authentic self. They make it difficult for you. You feel like, I'm doing the stuff, I'm practicing the stuff, but I don't necessarily have the support at this time that I would like to have. And it's being acknowledged. And the card is encouraging you to ask Archangel Raphael for help within your home situation, within your family situation. For help with navigating that, for help with remaining really in your authenticity and in your power as you spend time around other people who don't necessarily see things the way that you do. Excuse me. Just an acknowledgement that that can be really challenging and to ask for help in that department, if that applies for you. And I'm also being told if that doesn't apply for you, look around for who you know that needs that help right now. Give them a call, give them a text, visit them, and just say, it's tough, but I see you're doing really well. You know, that can go a long way when somebody is quite isolated, in having people around for support and encouragement in our growth isn't the right word, in our expansion. And the other card, which is beautiful, this is from this beautiful deck, Australian Feather Magic Oracle cards, which was a beautiful gift from a client, Juanita, and she gave them to me many years ago. I love them. I use them all the time. Beautiful, beautiful cards. And what came up for us is this feather, which is Spirit. And this is what I needed to read out for us. This is the relevant message. for all of us. If nature spirits have presented you with the spirit feather today, you are being asked to be courageous and stretch your limits. Trying not to get the light too. You never have to accept the status quo, and it's time for you to reach higher, look at things from a new, higher perspective, and become the magnificent being that you came here to be. This does take patience, but know without a doubt that the future holds amazing possibilities that are far beyond your wildest expectation. How beautiful is that at this time, when so many of us might feel restricted, constricted, confined. Know without a doubt that the future holds amazing possibilities that are far beyond your wildest expectations. So today, remember to live in balance with spirit, just like the geranium reminded us, balance. Live in balance with spirit and earth, and be ready to take the flight of your life. So let's start the flight of our life rather than what we might be feeling. Some of us might be feeling we're in the fight of our lives. Some of us might even be feeling we're in the fight for our lives. So let's take the flight of our lives, being in balance between earth and spirit. Beautiful card and a beautiful message. Those are the messages for us today. A quick reminder, as you encounter emotions today, stop, take a breath. Hello, anger. What do you have for me? What are you here to teach me? Start to embrace your emotions and start to see them again as a beautiful, wonderful part of your guidance system, and know that empowered emotions are all about being in power within the emotion, not power over the emotion, which your ego would try to convince you of. Today we are creating from our power, as we are every day, but today we will really focus on that. Creating from our power, accepting our emotions, welcoming them in, and seeing them as a vital part of our guidance system. Okay, everybody, have a wonderful day. Have an empowered day. Thank you for being here. Please let me know how you found yesterday. Let me know in the comments how you found the practical tip from yesterday, how your day was. And I look forward to having you join me tomorrow. Thank you. Take care.